His first book, The Green Collar Economy, was released on October 7th, 2008, and reached number 12 on the New York Times bestseller list. Look, the guy obviously is an important guy, and he used his money to help people, and he was basically like the first one to go. And what's great about Van Jones, he just got out of there real quick. He figured out that if Barack Obama couldn't protect him with his resume, then who in the heck was Barack Obama going to protect, who happened to be African American? I mean, I think Van Jones knew that Barack was a guy easily frightened. So he figured, hey, let me just go ahead and get while the getting is good. A guy who's made millions of dollars and then goes to work for the government is a type of player who knows how to, he knows when to hold them, he knows when to walk away, he knows when to run. In this case, Van Jones signed the paperwork real quick and ran. He resigned and ran. Well, or you can look at it this way. Van Jones never tried to deny hardworking Americans their unemployment extensions, but Fox News and the Republicans are. And at the same time, Fox News and the Republicans want to take 20 times that amount of money and give it to the rich in the form of tax cuts. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not exactly in favor of that. I mean, don't the rich have enough money while you guys are sitting up here struggling, trying to pay your ridiculous amount of rent, and all you got is $100 in your bank account? Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what people are talking about when they want extensions on unemployment. These are hardworking Americans, and the corporations are not giving out jobs. But they condemned Van Jones, right? Did Van Jones stand in the way of single-payer health care? Or is that the Republicans, Fox News? Do you see what I'm saying? Now, Van Jones, he gets asked to resign. He gets forced to resign because he signed a petition before he took the job. See, what I'm trying to point out to you, what it is to be fired on BS and what it is to be fired or asked to resign because you're hurting America. Barack is losing good people because he believes the word of a bunch of right-wing lunatics, the same right-wing lunatics who effed up this country because their policies are for crap. They are not smart individuals. But the fact that Barack Obama bows to them, what does that make him? I'm going to be honest with you guys. At least the Republicans play as a team. How many black people has Barack Obama asked to resign? But yet the Republicans still have Michael Steele as their representative. I mean, this dude is a complete fool. But yet, he's not gone. And gaffe after gaffe, and he's not gone. Like I said, Barack, they've had your number for a long time. The first mistake that you made was sit up there and tell all these men who watch NASCAR and WWE wrestling and play all the sports in the world to turn off SportsCenter. Right at that moment, they knew that, hey, you could be a father all you want, but this guy's a father of two girls. So therefore, we can just beat him, tactically all day long. They knew that because you said turn off SportsCenter. That's a tactical station. And then, at that point, we already know that you've taken the thought processes of African American women to heart. Because, see, you don't think that they don't know that African American women run around telling black men what it is to be men? Think about this. They say, put them video games down. A man doesn't play video games, right? But why does the U.S. government, when it comes to our armed forces, have our soldiers playing video games? I wonder why. How about because it makes for better soldiers? It gets your brain cells firing correctly. It makes you think quicker. That's right. It makes you think of what the next move before you get to it. But see, Barack wouldn't know that because he's listening to the garbled brain products of African American women who they decide. They decide what a man is and how a man should behave and what he should do to be a man, even though they don't have the credentials to be a man, do they? And think about it also in terms of getting Barack's number. Remember, if you're not playing video games, you're within a whole generation of people, young men, including who's on the opposing side, who's playing video games all day long. So strategically, they know how to whoop tail. I'm just giving y'all the realities of it. All you got to do is pick up an iPhone or whatever have you, and you look at how it's laid out. Like, for instance, Yelp. If you use Yelp on the iPhone, it would use the iPhone's GPS to target different restaurants and what have you, whatever you're looking for. And if you look at the top right screen of the iPhone, it has a circular display basically looking like the navigation of a video game, a first-person shooter. And all you have to do is turn around in a circle and it will show you in a video game, your enemy or friend. In this case, Yelp uses it to show you restaurants. Now, if Barack was sitting up there like the rest of us who learned how to utilize these technologies to advance their lives in terms of programming, development, architecture, or whatever have you, he would be in a better position. He's not thinking strategically, but these guys are outflanking him because he's thinking like what an African American woman wants him to be. They got your number. They know you're a piss poor coach because you throw your own members under the bus. You alerted them instantly, even before you actually got into office. Expected white men like Vilsack, that wimp, is going to fire black people because he's a wimp. He's going to fire black people and he's going to replace them with someone who is white. That's what Vilsack's going to do. Vilsack actually believes that white men are better at handling racial issues more so than black people who are the actual victims of racial inequalities and prejudice. He actually believes that white men would be better at the job than a black person who is qualified to handle and knows what it is to be oppressed by a bunch of idiots. He believes that the predators will be better at rooting out the injustices. How ridiculous is that? It's come to the point where we can tell that even white Democrats are untrustable. If you're the president, you're supposed to run these people. You should not have to wait. You could have researched that yourself. You should have known who this woman was before you're sitting up there requesting that she be fired. The reason why y'all are having problems with Fox News is because y'all are bowing and curtsying right in front of Fox News anytime they make up something. Y'all got to get y'all guts together, man, and get out there and fight. I mean, we sitting up here, we're fighting all the time, getting our points across, and y'all sitting up there giving in every time. And as Democrats, we're tired of watching it. Eventually, we're going to choose a different leader. And you're going to go down in the history books as the most ineffective black leader ever created. I don't know why you're doing it. No, none of us believe Fox News. So why you believe Fox News? See, Barack, what you're showing right now, this is a whole bunch of tough love for you. What you're showing us is that Fox News actually runs the country. And you have nothing to do with it. It's just too many liberals hanging out in the wind. So I don't know what you're going to do to repair it, but right now everybody smells the blood in the water. And to be real with you, the Republicans have had your number for a long time. And it started with those speeches, man. It started with that Father's Day speech. They knew there was blood in the water as soon as you made that Father's Day speech. No white person, no Asian person, no Hispanic person would have ever thrown their men under the bus like you did. They would have never told those 3 black men to sit down and run for office first before they can talk to you. And then immediately you would apologize to the Pennsylvania white people, and you didn't tell them they had to go ahead and jump up and run for office before they can talk to you. So right there, you're giving a bunch of Pennsylvanians superiority over black men, and those were black men. Even though you call them young men, those guys are in their 30s. It just shows you where your mindset is, and we're watching you, Mr. President, and you're embarrassingly weak. You're no Harold Washington. Sorry. You're going to be under heavy scrutiny from now on. In terms of what you're going to give Shirley Sherrod, look, you all are offering her another job. You all need to either give her job back, or you make sure that you give her a job that's better than the one she had with more money. Those are your only choices. Otherwise, you're going to lose your base.